Awesome. This is Tim Ordar with the Account Speak. Excited to chat with you all today.
Hi, nice to talk to you. Nice background.
Thank you. So first question. So Animanics has never strayed away from politics, and rewatching the original series, there are definitely some jokes that went right over my head as a kid. Like there's the Bill Clinton Whitewater scandal joke, which I'm getting now.
Come on.
For these new episodes, you definitely hit the ground running right out the gate with the Nero episode. So I'm curious,
so too.
for these the Animanics revival, I'm curious for all three of you to discuss how the revival approaches political humor compared to the original series.
Gabe, you want to start?
We're just trying to do more of the same thing. I think they did a great job in the original show. It's like Marx Brothers, it's straight up Marx Brothers. Someone's on a pedestal should be knocked off, basically. That's the approach. And it's tricky because we gotta stay kind of current, but not too current, because it takes about 60 weeks to make an episode, and then some sit for a while, and then they all drop at the same time. So it's like we gotta be really pick and choose what we can put in there.
It's a tightrope, but I got to say, Tamar, in my opinion, the more ridiculous stuff that is going on in the world, the more we have to play with. And I think no matter what side of the political fence you're on, the political events of the last few years have certainly given us a lot of ridiculousness, no matter which way you look at them. So these guys had a lot of great stuff to choose from. And that Nero episode is one of my favorites. I think it's amazing.
And as long as it's not mean-spirited, I'm on board, because I don't particularly care to teach anybody any lessons about anything, or to weigh in too heavily as Dot on these things. But we can poke fun and knock people off their pedestals just a little bit, and in kind of a humbling sort of a thing that doesn't hurt, but nothing mean-spirited. I think.
Right.
Is the key.
So I was talking to one of my friends who actually used to work doing promos for our Fox Kids and Kids WB. I think you might know her, Jess, Charlotte Fullerton.
I know Charlotte very well. Sure, I remember her very well.
Yeah, so I was chatting with her. She loves the new Animaniacs. She feels like no time has passed at all. So it's dawned on me that when you aired on network TV, you had to deal with standards and practices, but that's not really the case now that you're streaming on Hulu. So curious if you could all talk about where you draw the line with what you're able to do with the new show.
Over to you, Gabe.
We always try to push it as far as we can, and the executives pull us back. That's basically what happens is they might say, oh, no, you can't do that. And
the executive service is standards and practices, Gabe?
Kind of, yeah. Like we're basically policing ourselves this time around, and we're always trying to push it visually and the humor. Wellesley and I and the team, and sometimes we might go a little too far, or we're getting really good at just walking the line.
I think we might get away with a little more than some other shows tomorrow, just because people, when they did bring Animaniacs back, I think they realized that it was always meant as a more intelligent, sort of satirical kind of thing than the standard kids cartoon might have been. So they might give these guys a little bit more leeway, but they do push it, and that's why we love them so much.
And also, Steven Spielberg is in charge. So
Yeah.
I think that the industry pretty much, wants to stay in his good graces as well. So I don't think they're going to be poking any fights, making any fights.
Yeah. That gives us a little bit more room to play with too, I think.
Yeah.
I know you recorded this and worked on it a while ago. I think at least a 2-year lead time. So you actually got to record together, but now with the pandemic, everything has been done remotely. I'm curious how you've adjusted, and do you find there's still that kind of spark or energy remotely?
No. No, it's not. It's not nearly as fun. I mean, we make the best of it, and it all comes together, and we can only imagine that, we're all having a good time, and everybody's doing a great job, great, hilarious job. But, you know, of course, the funnest part of our job is being in the studio with each other, and, you know, and kidding around with each other, you know, on both sides of the glass, like I said. And so it's not the same. We've adjusted because, you know, I mean, we've had to, but I personally am looking forward to being back in the studio very much.
Me too, man. Well, you know, we're all very blessed, Tamar, to work on a lot of different things. But this show, we really get along great. We have for years. We've been friends for so long, and we love the new team. We love seeing them. We love hanging out. We love just telling stories and talking in the parking lot and all the rest of those things. So, like everybody else in the world, we're looking forward to this chapter closing and getting back together again and hanging out in person, because there's nothing better.
Right.
Looks like Tress, Gabe, Jess, been an honor chatting with you guys. Definitely, this is check my bucket list. Talk to you guys.
Oh, bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Tomer.
We're happy to be on the list. Thanks, buddy.
Bye, Tamar.